Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I made these plant stands out of some dowels and straight pieces, trim pieces. Super fast, super easy, and a really fun project. Stick around and let me show you how. Okay, for this project you're going to need a pot, this doweling jig that I got from Home Depot, some 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch pieces for the cross pieces, and 3/4 inch dowels for the legs. Determine how tall you want the legs and cut all 4 pieces. Then you're going to want to measure the width and the height of your pot. This width will be the same measurement for your cross pieces, so mark those out and cut. I did add 1/4 inch on either side, so it's a little bit longer than my pot. Then you're going to want to find center on all of those pieces.
Okay, this is 1.5 inches wide right here. So halfway between that would be 0.75 inches right there. It actually needs to be closer to the middle somewhere. Right about there. I'm gonna do that on both pieces here. 0.75. Now I need to determine my length. 4.5 right here is my midpoint. Okay, so this is how deep my cut is going to be and right where the middle of it is going to be. Now I need to determine the width. So what I'm actually going to do is line this up with the depth, and that line needs to be in the middle. And I'm going to mark out where I need my cut to be on both sides, just like that. Do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna line it up there. This is probably not the most scientific method, but it works just fine for me. Okay, so now you'll see here, if I can get in there, that's how deep I need to cut with my blade, and this is how wide I need the cut to be. Now we're gonna go over to the miter saw.
Some miter saws have a depth stop that you can use to keep you from going too far down. Mine does, but I decided not to engage it for this because I know not everybody has that option. So what you do is you cut really smoothly as far down to that line. Make sure that line is marked out really well so you can see it. And you're just going to move over 1/8 inch each time to create the space. I do have another video that's a little more in-depth on this process of doing half laps with your miter saw. If you're interested in that, go head over to that video. I'll link it below and above. It's also on my channel. But this is a really quick and easy process. You don't need a lot of tools, and it makes a half lap joint that is perfect for these plant stands. Then I just take my piece and I smooth out that bottom with the miter saw, and it's ready to go. This may take a little practice, so make sure you have a couple extra pieces, but with glue, this works perfect. Then I had to determine how high I wanted the legs to come up on the sides of the pot. I decided 4 inches, so I went and marked 4 inches down on all of my cylinders there, on all my legs, and got my doweling jig out. The first thing I had to do was determine the depth of the dowel for each one of these sides and put the collet on. Then you simply drill the holes. And this package came with these cool little metal markers. And so I numbered, this was piece number 1 there, and then I numbered a corresponding leg as well with number 1. And then I took these cool metal pieces, put them in, they're little markers. They have kind of a little pointy end. And you just push that into the other piece so that your dowels line up perfectly. It's pretty foolproof. Though because these legs are round, they tried to roll around on me. You can do this exact same method with straight square legs as well, and it works the exact same way. That is where I will drill for the dowels on the leg. I did have to adjust my depth a couple times to make sure the dowels fit, so you may have to practice on the first one a few times, but then you just drill right where that marker marked on both sides, and it should fit perfectly with some glue. Do a dry fit first though. Now I'm just going to pull these markers out and put a dowel in and give it a try to make sure that it fit perfectly. And just like that, it fits with a nice seamless edge. I was really happy with this, so I moved on to the second leg and went ahead and marked both pieces with a 2 and began the exact same process. One thing to note when you do each pair of legs is to make sure the notches on the cross pieces are facing the opposite direction. So this pair of legs I finished, the notch was on the bottom. For the next pair, I would need the notch to be on top. So I marked all the edges so that I wouldn't get that confused and repeated the same process. And just like that, I have the cutest little plant stand ever. I do need a tray for my pot though, but I liked the way it looked and the way that it fit. Just make sure you have a tray. I wanted to add one little quick tip. A lot of times when you get these pieces pre-cut at Lowe's or Home Depot, they come with those stickers, price stickers on them. If you have a heat gun, warm them up and they will peel right off. I also decided to make a shorter one really quickly with my leftover 1/2-inch scraps. It's super easy and I did it the exact same way. Next, it was time to fill my pots with plants and soil. I've had this little aloe plant for quite a while now and it was needing a bigger home to stretch its feet a little, so hopefully this pot will work. I do not have a green thumb, but I'm excited to try. This pot I really like because it actually came with a draining system and tray there on the bottom attached to it. So I put a few rocks in the bottom and then my potting mix for this new peace lily that I just grabbed. I'll make sure and put the pot link in the description below, as well as on my blog post on my website.